Okay, everybody, hey, welcome back to Constructive Talks. You know you're on TWIG TV, you know how we do it. We go out and find the best folks. Actually, we don't try to find them. They just happenstance to be in the space we're in because we believe in getting out in the communities and supporting those who are trying not only to give back, but those who are doing those arts, those who are speaking, those who are creating those events and businesses and things that deserve to have their voices heard. I don't know if you got a chance yet, but make sure you go to mybubbleopinion.com and you're going to see the new magazine is out. The March edition, the inaugural edition is out. And right now, I'm in the home. Wow, I'm in the home of Mr. Hampton.
Yeah.
A Hall of Famer. You probably seen something else we've done when he was live on the set down in one of the cities playing for a venue. And he's all over the place. And one of the cool things about it is, you know, if you ever thought about one of those laid back, cool cats, this is him.
Yeah.
You know, he still has that passion of the last generation that's hardworking and believes in if you want anything, put your mind and think positive, but be prepared to put the work that it's going to take into it.
Yes, definitely.
That's important, right?
That's important.
So I want to thank you again for tuning in to TWIG TV and Constructive Talks. So, Mr. Hampton, is it anything, now understand everybody, the reason he's here as well, not only he is a Hall of Famer, he's a South Carolina lead guitarist, Hall of Famer. And as we know, you have to put your work in to be noticed to where you are outdistancing your peers in the same state.
Yes, you got to.
Right?
Put the work in.
So I would ask you this. Let everybody know just a little bit about you because I got some questions. I got some questions from some fans actually as well. And some other things that we just want to have a conversation about. I don't want you to feel rushed.
Yeah.
I'm not in a rush. I'm here with you, and until you put me out,
Okay.
I'm gonna fall asleep on the couch. Y'all don't see this couch right here. But yeah, just give us a little synopsis of, you know, where are you from, and then just kind of where you born and stuff like that.
Well, my home is in Georgia. I was
Mhm.
born and raised there. That was a family of 8 of us, and I think I came in number 4, something like that.
Middle ways.
Middle ways, yeah, about middle ways. But when I got to Greenville, man, I listened to a lot of things, went to a lot of venues, trying to find myself what I want to do with my life. You know, what I want to do with my life. And for some reason, music came to mind. My mom bought me a drum for Christmas. I'll never forget it. You know, she said Santa Claus brought it, but it was under the bed. And when I pulled the drum out underneath the bed had fallen on it and burst the drum open.
Really?
I only had one drum, so I taped it back up and started beating this one drum. Then all these songs started coming to mind, and during the Jackson 5 was out during that time. Jackson 5 was out.
They were pretty tight back in the day, though.
They were tight, man. They were tight, but they put the work in, though. They put the work. You got to put the work in. That's the main thing about it. You got to put the work in. And I switched from playing drums and then picked up the guitar. Guitar had 6 strings on it. I couldn't play no 6 string, man, so I put 1 string on it at a time and played 1 string.
Oh, wow. You learned one string at a time.
1 string at a time.
Okay.
When I thought I had that string master, I put another string on. so I ended up all 6 strings. So this guy, I used to take his clothes to the cleaners, and he would teach me guitar lessons. I wouldn't charge him money. So he would teach me guitar lessons. Those songs out back then called Peter Gunn. Dong, 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 dong. Everybody in the neighborhood had to play that song. So I said, I'll take the clothes to the cleaner if you teach me how to play Peter Gunn on the guitar. He said, well, okay, that's no problem with that. So I learned how to play Peter Gunn. One thing led to another. And there was so many songs out there that I was working on and trying to get to. And I finally found what I was looking for. And I started playing like R&B music.
Okay.
I listened to a lot of stuff like the Barcades, man, Otis Redding, deep stuff for Aretha Franklin. Some real soul singers.
Deep soul
singers, man, that knew what they were looking for. And they was headed that direction. And they was getting there, man. So I said, wow, I like to try this myself. So I tried it myself, man. You know, I found that it worked. So I wanted to get in as I went along with it, I got so deep into music, I wanted to learn the business part of it.
Okay.
What kind of
That's
money?
important.
Yeah, what kind of money is in this? And I remember like yesterday when I was living in Atlanta, a buddy of mine I had hooked up with in Atlanta, he would tell me, he said, man, did you know that OJs only get 2 pennies every time their song play? I said, you gotta be kidding me. I went to college and learned the business, not music. I learned the business of music. Because there was a lot of people out there getting ripped off, and they still getting ripped off.
Yeah, today.
The people can't even read music. They're using people to make money off of them, using artists to make money off of them. Well, you hear about people dying, and some people tell you, man, you're worth more dead than you are alive if you're a musician. That's a known fact, because someone else has all your royalties.
Everything.
They have everything you ever had. So I want to learn for myself, what can I do for me that I can get my money out of it without paying somebody. I got to the point where it didn't matter where, if I made it to the top or not. I would just love playing music. I enjoy playing music. And it hit me one day, man. I want to go to the top, man. So I was still living in Atlanta. I left Greenwood, went to Atlanta, went to college there, got into the business. I got into a field where the business part of music, that is a business part of music.
Okay.
A lot of people does not put the work in to learn the business.
Correct.
Part.
They kind of just learn the art.
Yeah, they just
instead
learn
of the business,
and they run with it. And so what I started doing, man, is taking it in mind and started thinking about it. So I had a studio in my garage when I lived in Atlanta. So almost every musician in Atlanta during that time had a studio in their garage.
That was the cool thing.
Yeah, that was the cool thing, man. So everybody learning. This guy called me up one day. He said, hey, man, Hamp. I said, yeah. He said, what you doing, man? I said, I'm sitting here working on some song. And he said, hey, listen, man. He said, Luther Ingram. Was it Luther Ingram? He made the song, loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. Whatever his name was, he was Luther something. He said, man, you need a guitar player, man. I said, man, you got to be kidding, man. That guy carried the whole band with him.
Yeah.
But I realized those guys were not carrying bands with them. They were picking up musicians as they
went somewhere.
Wow. They wouldn't carry that band, but they had to pay them.
Rent a musician.
They
on the cheap.
On the cheap. That's what they had to do. So I went down there, and there he was, man. And that was Luther Ingram. And they said, we played the song, we practiced, played the song. And when we finished doing the first set, his road manager came out on the stage and said, hey, man, Luther want to see y'all backstage. I said, oh, we fired. That's the only thing I could think of, man. That's the only thing I think of.
We played too good or too bad.
Too bad. We went back there, and I remember like it was yesterday. This was back in 87 in Atlanta. And he was sitting there in a chair with a hole in his sock. His big toe was sticking through his sock, man. I said, this dude human. He human just like everybody else.
Right.
I wish my brother could see this, man. And he said, I'm leaving out tomorrow going to California. I want y'all to go with me. Oh, man, my heart started beating. I said, oh, thanks to them. And he told me, I remember like what yesterday, he said, young man, I'm going to teach you how to make money. I said, make money? I said, yeah. He said, I'm going to teach you how to make money. See, during that time, Luther Ingram was a millionaire back then. He was a millionaire back then. And he was teaching us how to make money in that business.
Okay.
But it's a road you got to travel, man, to really accomplish what you want. And you got to take up and put up with a lot of stuff.
Experience. It's a lot of experiences you need to actually go through.
Yeah, you have to go through that stuff. You have to go through it. A lot of people don't want to go through it. So when I came out of school, my mom got ill and sick, so I moved back into Greenville, lived with her until she passed. Then I got with a shag band playing beach music. The guy said, you're not going to get in a band until you play shag music. I said, what is shag music, man?
It ain't the shag on the back of the, you remember they used to back in the
not that kind of, what is shag music? And they came with this, I love beach music. Each and every day am I be young, be foolish, but be happy. And I said, that's it. But what it did, it cramped my style, cause I was used to playing blues and jazz stuff. I said, that's cramping my style, man. So I went from one thing to another, man. So
you thought it was cramping your style.
I thought it was cramping my style, man. But I was learning. I was still, I was in a learning stage of music, man. But when you think you know it all, you know nothing. You can never stop practicing. Even you got the craft packed down. Even you went to college and got a degree in what you're doing. You can't never stop practicing, because life it's constantly
it
turning.
Evolves.
Yeah, it's constantly rotating, man. And there's always somebody coming up from behind you, know a little bit more than what you do. Don't never look back, or somebody might be catching up, man.
That's right. That's that track mentality.
Yeah, you got to keep going. So I love playing music. I was telling some guys today about the band, man, that I'm in. I play by myself too. And I was telling them, I probably never make it playing music with a band, because what it is, I'm marketing them, and they don't realize it. I think they're just there for the ride that's going on. They don't really know what's going on, man.
Let me say, sometimes it's like a silent humbleness where you're teaching folks to say, hey, this is the work I put in.
Yeah, yes.
And this is the work you have to put in no matter where you are.
Yeah, anyway,
and
anything.
This is what makes the collective band better, like really, truly, right? And you might just be, I don't know, I would say something funny maybe. You may be just more comfortable as a loner.
I feel good that way because since you said that, see, I can get myself there on time wherever I'm going to play, but I can't get those other 4 guys there on time. It's not going to happen.
And that gets you out of rhythm.
Yeah, it does. It takes something away from you, but that's where the struggle comes in. You got to keep going. You got to keep going, because I believe there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I truly believe that. So you can't let people hold you back, in what you want to do in your craft. This is what I want to do. So that's people out there that envy other people's man about, you can't play this, can't play that. But you can't let that stop you.
Correct.
You can't let it stop you.
The light at the end of the tunnel, you say that, think about it now. So what you've achieved already, Hall of Famer, usually that's a person's light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes.
But that was just something, hey, it's on the wall, but my work ethic is beyond more than I think I can do. Yeah. So I'm trying to catch up with what I think I can do with my work ethic.
Yeah, because my theory is that a quitter will never win, but a loser keep trying. I learned that from my granddad. I saw him shoot dice. He was losing, man, but he never would quit. But he knew one time he was gonna hit it. But he knew if he quit, he wasn't gonna quit.
I rolled dice in my days, and boy, that number will pop. Yeah. You had to just keep at it.
You got to keep at it, man.
So, look, I got a couple questions. Like I said before, the little paper went down. So, how long, and this is from the fans, everybody, right? Hey, it's definitely people talking since he's been online. I've been getting emails and different things, and they were curious from the last time that we had him playing at an event where I put it up where he was a Hall of Famer. How long have you been playing guitar professionally?
Oh man, at least about 15 years. Most of that time was practicing, learning the instrument itself, and the feel of music. Music is an art. People don't realize that. Yeah. That's an art to that, man. That just, you don't pick up an instrument that start playing and start blowing a horn. It's an art to that. I've been playing about 15 years, man, as a professional, but longer than that as a guitar player, though.
I'm gonna say this right here. So technically now, and you guys, you know how I am. I analyze like that, right? So technically, you are a loser if you don't feel you playing the song right, so you keep trying.
I keep trying.
So you get every time you don't get it right, you're lost. Yeah. But you're like, hey, no, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get
so
it. I'm gonna get it. And that's why some people will see you playing it better than they are. You playing better than they are. And some people doesn't like that because you're a better musician than they are.
It doesn't.
You gotta put that work in, man. Everybody would be good. That's when people go out there and just throw a band together and go in place and play. Me, myself, I call that garbage. I don't know what they call it.
It should be synchronized.
You're giving people garbage. Yeah, you're giving people garbage. But other than that, man, you got to put the work in.
Not to interrupt you, sorry, sir, but one of the reasons you have to be synchronized is, say your guitar string break, but you were leading, somebody else got to get the lead until you get right. If they not synchronized, and then the whole setup start falling apart. Right?
Yeah, you're right. Me, myself, I have 5 guitars. I take 2 with me just because of what you said. String break, I put it down, plug it back, and keep going. If I take one guitar with me, that string break, and I got the string in a bag, I got to go get that bag, and that bag in the back room somewhere.
So let me ask you this: so if a string break and you got to use it, right? How long does it take to replace one, to get it in and get it going?
I don't even want to discuss that, man, because it's the reason why it's like nerve-wracking. Yeah. Because everybody watching you, you're on stage trying to get a string on the guitar. If you picked up another guitar, they don't know the string broke. They say he's just switching guitar for a different tune. Guitars had different tunes on it. That's why I carry 5 and use all 3 amplifiers. Cause what I'm looking for is a, like I say, that's an art to music.
Yeah.
It's a craft. It's a craft,
Mm-hmm.
and you got to get good at it. Whatever you do. That's why I always carry 2 guitars with me when I go out, and strings too. So if I broke a string doing playing, when we take a break, that's when I change it.
So how long does it take to put a new one in and get the tone of it right?
Oh,
get
man,
it tuned
at
in.
least, me personally, about 10 minutes, because the string, it got to stretch.
Yeah.
It got to stretch. You can't put it on there. You can put a string on the guitar and tune it up, but it's gonna stretch. It'll stretch. So you got to tune it back up. It'll stretch. That's why I never put a new set of string on the night before I go play. Don't never do that.
Okay.
Put them on a week in advance. Let them scratch.
And play with them some.
Yeah, play
practice.
with them. Yeah, so they'll scratch. They'll scratch to where it's supposed to be at. Yeah.
Okay. So next question. What style of music do you specialize in, and what other styles are you proficient in? I know you was kind of talking about the beat shag, the shag music, and so what do you specialize in, and what are you proficient in?
My thing is mainly jazz. Jazz is, oh man, I'm pretty sure you done did it before. You sit down with your lady or your wife or a friend, and you eating, and this soft music playing. There's nothing like that. Nothing like that. Fall asleep off of jazz. Jazz is a suit to me. I'm talking about.
That's your comfort music.
That's my comfort music. That's me.
Okay.
I can't speak for everybody, but it's a comfort music that really soothing. It's soothing.
So let me ask you this: do you freestyle with jazz better than you do with playing anything else?
Yeah, jazz is a freestyling thing.
Okay.
You can freestyle with jazz. Jazz music, period, is a feeling. You got to be able to feel it. That note got to fall in there right on place, man. But jazz is a feeling. Music itself is a feeling. I mean, you got to feel it. If you don't feel it, you can't give it to the crowd. They're not gonna feel it. So you're on stage, you gotta feel it, bro. You gotta feel it. Because when you feeling it, you're gonna see the people out there dance now.
Yeah.
If they don't dance, they're gonna be like this.
Yeah. And I've heard music, and it's certain folks that, like you say, when they put that time in, and they get that passion on stage, they're in a zone. Like they're not there, they're in their instrument. Or they're in that microphone they're singing in, right?
But I tell you something else that's really most important about that, being with people that you can get along with. Family, not brothers and sisters, but brothers and sisters in the world. If you get a bunch of guys that you can get along with, you got it made.
Yeah, because they're going to push you too.
Yeah.
They're like, come on, man, I know you can get that because I've heard you. You know.
They're going to push you, man, but it's got to be like a family thing once you get into music. I'm not talking about brothers and sisters.
Correct.
I'm talking about brothers, but it's got to be a family thing, man, because I was out on the road playing music for a living. And that wasn't no brotherly love out there, man. It was like
dog,
man. You for yourself tonight, man. But that's where my bread and butter were coming from, those guys. So we had to get along with each other.
Well, you said you had some military training too.
Yeah.
So I'm quite sure that helped when you was on the road and you were doing things, having some type of discipline, right?
Yeah, got to be. Every human being on this earth needs that. Not going into military and do it. You not just military do it. You need to know what you're doing, man. You really need to know when to talk and when not to talk.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Every conversation doesn't need you to be in it.
No, everything don't need to be heard.
Okay. What are your major musical influences, both guitarist and any other artist?
Oh man.
Give us two, your top two. In each one.
George Benson and Earl Klugh.
George, he was a guitarist, wasn't he?
Yeah, he still is. He still is playing.
Is he?
He's 80-something years.
I remember back in the 80s, he was it Giving Me the Night? That was him, right?
That was George Benson, man.
Yeah, George Benson was
Matter of fact, I play some of his stuff right now. I play some of George Benson stuff right now.
Man, I remember that, George Benson. Yeah. Okay. You said George Benson and who?
Earl Klugh.
Earl Klugh, yep, he was good. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
So what other type artist do you like other than a guitarist that's been influential in your life?
Country Western has a story to it, man. Country Western music tell a story. To me, it's something that someone has lived and they sing it. They put it into a song, what they sing. like a guy. I was in Hilton Head Island one night with a band and with a beach music band. We were playing on there, and every night I would go to the bar and sit. And this one guy would always come to the bar. He would find his way to me in some way, and he would sit there and cry the blues to me about how his life was, man. And it was like a song. I could have wrote a song over how his life was, but someone was living their life to what he was going through. Somebody was living through that. Country western is a true music, man. It's real music. It tells a story
it's
about
a life lesson or life experience music.
Yeah.
And I remember, right, the joke always was, man, they say, hey, my wife leaving me, my dog dead, and like there's country music, right? But it's really good.
It's really good, man. It's funny, and I was playing in a club one night, and we were doing blues, and I made up a song. The milkman took my wife. He was dropping off milk, but he picking up cream. You know, so
hey, there you go.
And the people was in the club. We went back there next week. They said, "Hey, play that song about the milkman took my wife." But it was something I was saying words as I go along with it.
Yeah. So you gotta start recording. Do you record? That's a good question. Do you record your sessions?
I'm gonna tell you, when I lived in Atlanta, I had a studio in my garage, like I had one out there in the garage with me now. And that's all I did, man. I'm gonna tell you something. I sleep, eat, drink, dream music. That's all I used to do when I lived in Atlanta. So that's all I do. I had plenty of recording stuff. That was unlimited. It was unlimited what I had. All these ideas was coming to me out. Back in the days, you had a little tape recorder. Hit the button. Yeah. You speaking it. A lot of hit songs has gotten away because you didn't have a tape recorder.
Yeah, because you didn't put notes or didn't talk about it.
And you try to remember it. It's not coming back. I'm telling you straight. You can try to remember all you want. It's not working that way.
Yeah, that's the universe speaking to you, and somehow it keeps going if you don't forget it. Well, if you do forget it.
Yeah, it can't. It's not gonna wait on you. So.
Okay, I have another question for you. It says, name one of your milestones that you achieved since you've been playing guitar or in your life that might be related to just your life. I'm not meaning just your life or your musical journey.
Music take me to another level.
So what milestone have you achieved that you didn't think you would, other than the Hall of Fame? I'm gonna take that one.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna let you use that one because everybody know that already.
Learning the instrument, learning what it is, what it's about. The structure of it, the body of it, the strings that on there to give you the tone that you want. I accomplished that because when I first started out, I did not know what was the meaning of a guitar. All I knew was the playing. It's more than that. Playing a guitar is more than just playing it. It's more than that. A guitar to me, I'm just talking about guitar. It's a melody, man, that can soothe you. And I found that in myself that when I'm playing music, I'm relaxed, dude.
Yeah.
I can do the rest of it. That's something I have accomplished. Not patting myself on the back.
No.
But it's just that it's something I enjoy doing.
Okay.
I can go out in the garage, man. Me myself, it might sound crazy. I don't worry about nothing. I mean, a lot of people does, but me myself personally, I don't worry about nothing.
Yeah.
When I feel like picking up the guitar, I go outside and I can play. I come up with some song. I had some original song. I had when I lived in Atlanta, I had a cassette player back then. I put all of my songs on a cassette because I had a studio in my garage.
So my commitment to you is that we got to get you hooked up, man, because I know you got a lot of out jacks, aux that goes out that you can just hook your digital recorder up to, a digital recorder, and press play, record every time you get ready to go out there.
Yeah.
And that way it's on digital and you never have to, it don't disappear. So we'll talk about that though.
Okay.
Just so I'm gonna ask Mr. Hampton some more questions. But one thing I want everybody to know is that this is gonna be a 3-part series right here. We're talking right now, and then over time we're gonna get in and he's gonna kind of show the instruments and some of the things he's learned, some of the things he's learned on his soundboard and had the experience like he talked about. It's a whole big experience that you have to go through. We're going to discuss some of those in the instrument and sound and equipment areas, as well as he walk us through not only his studio but another studio that he plays in. And then the third part will be, hey, him getting down. Hey, him in the studio getting down. And if we come up with some new tracks, hey, guess what? You'll be the first one to hear it. And we'll get that stuff published for him, okay? So, now, we can either take a quick break or we can keep going. Which one you want to do?
We can keep going.
Keep going. Okay, everybody. All right, next question. What notable collaborations or performances have you been involved in?
Oh, man. When I lived in Atlanta, that was a bodyguard for the guy named Jeffrey Osborne. Jeffrey Osborne did a song, Can You Woo Woo Woo?
Oh, yeah.
He did a lot of stuff. Well, his bodyguard called me up one day. He said, Hamp, I need a guitar player for the night, man. He said, I'm opening up for Jeffrey Osborne. I said, yeah, right. Man, how you get that job, man? He said, well, I'm his bodyguard tonight. And it was Jeffrey Osborne, the Dales, and I can't name all of them groups, man. That's when I was living in Atlanta. In order to get into this arena to hear these people perform, you had to register to vote to get in. You didn't have to pay to get in.
Just register to vote.
Register to vote and come on through the door.
Oh,
register
wow.
at the door. People in Atlanta had smart ways of
So the
doing
Atlanta
that.
mayor, I know he loved that.
Oh yeah,
at that time.
The place was jam packed. So I was backstage with all these recording artists. I can't think of the name of the group. They made the song "Don't Let It Go to Your Head." No, no, no. I can't think of who did that, but anyway, I went down there and we practiced, and there were people was that he said were there. Those people were there. And when we came out to play, I had my back to the audience when we came out to play. I remember like it was yesterday. When I turned around, there were levels
like, whoa.
of people, man. I'm like,
whoa.
Wait, is this real? And all I could do was just go for it. But the sound was messed up. You couldn't. But out front, it sounded good to the people. But on stage,
you like, ugh.
You need speakers on stage called monitors to hear yourself.
Okay.
And they didn't really have that. I think it was a thrown together
last minute
outfit, last minute thing, because nobody was paying to get in. But they had the Dales on their show. Oh, what a night! Had a lot of people on the show.
Yeah, I remember them.
Yeah, the Dales. A lot of people on this show, man.
Okay. So we'll pause for a hot sec.
Appreciate you.
Same here. Thank you.
Okay. Everybody, we took a little quick break. Now we're back. Had to take a water break real quick. We're back. And we're going to continue the questionings. We left off with notable collaborations. And Mr. Hampton talked about the time in Atlanta when he collaborated with Jeffrey Osborne when they were doing a big city event. So this next question is going to be, how long have you been doing live performances?
Oh, man. Let me see. I was in the military when I started on live performance. I had to be
What year was that?
73.
73.
73. I was stationed in Atlanta.
I was 5.
I was doing military. Yeah. 73 and I started live performance. I've been doing live performance since then, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, let me see. This next question is, what is your favorite guitar gear, and how do they contribute to your sound?
I would have to say a Gibson Les Paul. It has more of a low end on it that's good for jazz.
Okay, like
like George Benson.
Okay.
It has low end on it, good for jazz, and that's what I'm looking for when I play, because music is a melody. Is to me, it's not nothing. It's not hard and crunchy. It's just soothing. So it's certain strings you got to use on guitar to get that tone and effect for that to do that. So I put money into what I do, man, because I want to look at and hear that and play that when I get out there. So that's what I do is I invest into myself. I invest into me. Put it that way. I invest into me. So when I'm coming, I'm bringing.
So when did you get your first Gibson?
'76.
Okay, 3 years later.
When I got out of the military.
Okay.
When I got out of the military, I went to this place, this music store, and I told this guy, because all the guitar people were playing back then was Fender Stratocaster. They were running like $200, which cost too much money.
Yeah, that was a lot.
That was a lot of money. But when I bought this guitar, it was $500.
Mm-hmm.
I had to put it in layaway. And when I got it out, I was playing it. I mean, I'll tell you something about this guitar. I bought this guitar in '76. Now here it is, 2025.
Wow.
2025. I took it to the music store and told the guy to clean it up for me. I said, man, it's like old and hanging out. I didn't bring it nowhere. He picked it up, looked at it, had a smile on his face. He rolled it over, rolled it back over. He said, how much you want for it? I said, no, I don't want to sell it. Clean it up for me because the neck fit my hand. I had a small hand.
Mm-hmm.
He said, you don't want to sell it? I said, no, I don't want to sell it. He said, will you take $4,000 for it? I said, I don't want to sell it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He said, well, you see the old guitar behind me? I said, yeah, he had the same guitars on the wall. He said, you had brought this guitar in here and it looked like those guitars on the wall behind me, I would have told you this is not real. But I have looked at this guitar and this is a real guitar. He said, don't never get rid of this guitar. He said, don't never. He said, keep it. I was playing in church one Sunday and there was some guys came to me. They had copies of this. They had copies of a Gibson. And one guy said, hey man, can I hold that? And I let him hold it and it almost dropped because it's heavy. It's a heavy guitar. They banded the tree that was made from this guitar. They don't let them make this guitar no more.
You can't cut from it.
Yeah, you can't cut from that tree no more, man. I just haven't got one original. But I bought this in '76. He's on 2025. I had it over the year. So I've been offered $4,000 and $7,000 for the guitar. Mm-hmm. Money I can get, but I'll never get this guitar.
Yeah.
I'll never get this back in. I mean, some things can be bought and some things can't be bought.
Yeah, some things should be cherished.
Yeah. So I cherish my music. I don't buy something just to sell it, man. But it give me what I'm looking for. Put it that way.
Okay.
And it's just like a car. It's ride the way you want it. Why get rid of it? I mean, it don't make no sense.
That's 100%
right the way you want it. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. That's the gear. Did you take any music classes?
I'm gonna tell you this. I took what I've done. I went to this guitar center. Mm-hmm. Everybody was going and taking music lessons. It was $7 for 30 minutes. You know, that was a long time now.
Man.
Yeah, that was a long time. I had the $7. I had worked and got $7. I went down there to the music store, told the guy I wanted to play music, teach me how to play music. This is what he told me. He said, make an F chord. I could make an F chord, but knowing what notes in it, I couldn't do that. I could hear a song and play it. He said, make a G chord. I made a G chord. He said, who taught you how to play? I said, no, nobody taught me how to play. He said, well, I'm going to tell you what. He said, I'll take your money, but the way you have learned how to play, nobody can take it from you. And I played with some guys that graduated from that guitar school. Mm-hmm. They had to have the sheet music there. And they was awesome, man. But when I looked at it, it meant nothing to me.
Yeah, it was
dots, man. It was foreign.
Dots and lines.
Yeah, dots. And I said, what is that? And but when they put the record on, I could go, but I took the sheet music from them, they couldn't play it. So this guy said, I'll take your money if you want me to. But the way you have learned, can't nobody take that from you, man.
So technically, with the way you play, you made sheet music obsolete for your style. It just never would fit it. Because your notes were just kind of unique, maybe in between the music lines and dots, right?
Yes.
In the melody and the rhythm of it, the lines and dots couldn't really keep up.
No, they couldn't. I couldn't understand it. And I got books from Berkeley University out in California. I studied those books. It didn't make any sense. It wouldn't register for some reason. I don't know what it was, man. I tried hard, man. I tried to read this music. It didn't make any sense. And that was a company out of Nashville, some guy, guitar player. He rewrote music, which was simple, very simple. I could not read it because I didn't write it. I could not read it. But I can hear a song and I could play it. I can play it.
And you know, that's unique. That's a unique gift right there because most people can't even imagine doing that, but want to do it.
Yeah, it's a lot of musicians out there. That's a lot of guys out there right now that play in clubs that thinking they could do that.
Yeah.
But they need the music. They don't have that ear, man. They don't have that ear for
They
it.
tone deaf.
Yeah, they tone deaf. They don't have that ear for that. That's like I say, music is art. It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. And some people live for the weekend.
Yeah.
They go out and have a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't work 5 days a week and don't go out and listen to music. I mean, it's soothing. It free the mind from through the
stress
week,
and anything else, right?
Things like that. Yeah.
Okay. So, what are some of your career highlights you're most proudest of? You're most proud of?
I have to say, and I don't talk about it much because people say, well, no, you didn't do that. But just like I said before, you're not that important to me and I got to lie to you. When I was living in Atlanta, man, I played with a band, Power Funk, not Power of Funk, it's Power Funk. We used to battle out with the SOS band in the Riga room on Camden Road. Lamar, he owned that place. And he didn't know who he wanted that night, SOS band or Power Funk. Because we both had the same thing, horns like SOS played, and we were bad back then. We were bad back then, but there was one of the guys playing in the band, he was still in school. He was a trombone player. And he was telling us one day, he said, hey man, Murphy High School in Atlanta, Miss Lamar is looking for somebody to play for these kids that putting on talent shows at Murphy High School. And one of those bands was Silk, the band called Silk, one of them named Silk. And I don't talk to people about it because people don't believe no way. I was the first guitar player to play with Silk. Them guys they got now, not the original guys. It's a whole new group, done formed. And they were so young, man. They would play, kick each other in the rear end, man. That's how young they were. Yeah. But the guys could sing though, man. I mean, and we played behind like eight groups that was on that talent show.
Oh, wow.
A lot of those people probably not made it, and I don't know nothing about it. But I remember the name Silk. It stuck in my head. I remember that name. Okay. But there was a guy in the group, his name was James, but he was the leader of the group. So one guy would call him Silk.
Why? So that was his nickname. Silk and Smooth.
Silk and Smooth, yeah. That's what it was, Silk and Smooth.
Okay. So now we're going to get into some of your current activities and goals, right? What year were you inducted into the Hall of Fame?
Oh, man.
Hey, time flies.
I want to say, yeah. I have my...
So what? Okay, let's try to get it there. So, what?
3 years ago.
What decade was it?
It had been 3 years ago. 2.
So it's been since 2020.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Okay. So was it after COVID or before COVID?
After COVID.
It was like 2021.
Yeah, that's when it was.
Okay.
After COVID.
There you go. COVID is a big stake in the ground, right? Yeah. Okay, about 21. Okay. That's cool. And then see, they can't take anything back if you don't remember it. Okay, one question I did not ask you. How long did it take you to teach yourself to play guitar enough where you could play that lead guitar?
Believe it or not, I'm still teaching myself since you asked that question.
You hadn't arrived yet.
You never know it. You never know it all. You will never. Okay. Even the guys that's millionaires playing music, they say the same thing. You'll never learn it all. And to put a date and a year and a time on that, I don't know if it could be done, really. I don't know, because it's a constant thing. It's a constant learning. You don't never reach the point where you say, some people does though. I'm good enough. I don't have to practice no more.
Correct.
Some people does that. But when you think you know it all, you know nothing.
It goes back into the Hall of Fame. That even though you've been inducted into the Hall of Fame, you're still a student of your art.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Even on your job, whatever job you got, whatever kind of work you do, you learn so much. But there's always room for more learning. But to say I reached the peak at playing music, I don't think I would ever say that because I know I haven't reached that peak. But some people think I have. I did a lot of recording for some people, man.
Yeah.
A lot of recording.
Well, I think the universe put us together so we can start kind of focusing, this point of your life back towards you and compiling that to project your hard work that you've been putting in all these years for your direct benefit. Okay, another question is, what are you currently working on? Are you working on any songs or any kind of new tricks that make people say, "Oh yeah, I'm getting on the floor," and make them just drink another margarita?
Oh yeah.
You jamming? So what you working on now?
My thing is to make people happy. Playing music. I don't make people happy playing music. If something come my way and say, "Hey, you want to go on the road?" I'll try it, man. I'll try it.
Okay, so you're kind of open.
Yeah, I'm open because when I retired, I went out and bought a little bit over $6,000 worth of musical instruments.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it's sitting out there now.
Yeah.
Because I was looking and I was seeking. I've driven, and I went out to California seeking my career. Got with a group out there called the Persuasion. It's a thin line between love and hate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody get it, right?
But they were struggling like I was struggling.
Yeah.
They were trying to make it.
Yeah.
They were trying to make it, man. Like I was trying to make it. So I looked around, I searched, but that's all that's mainly what I wanted out of life, to play music. That's all I wanted. If nothing else came to me, it would make me happy. That's all I wanted in life but I didn't know to be happy, there was a price came with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a price. It's like up and down. Every road not going to be easy when you travel. There going to be stumbling blocks along the way, which is a learning lesson.
What life are you? What are you willing to pay? Right.
Yeah.
Because it's a value, like you say, it's a cost.
Yeah, it's
what
a
are
cost.
you willing to pay? And
what
that's
are you
where
willing
you
to give
keep
up?
your character. And
Yeah.
hey, I'm drawing lines because I believe in me, and I don't need to.
Yeah.
Or I need to. Right.
Yeah, because that was a U-Haul truck that we tried. We had a U-Haul truck, and after they load all the equipment in the back of the U-Haul truck, that one was crumped up in a knot like this all the way to the next city. Yeah, because
hold on now. Hold on. So you're in the back of a U-Haul truck.
All equipment.
Or you up front?
I'm
you in the back.
With all equipment loaded up back.
So you trusting the driver?
Yeah, I'm trusting the driver. Running off the mountain.
So that's not safe at all.
No, it's not.
It's like riding on the back of a pickup truck when we was young.
Yeah,
that was natural, right?
Yeah.
But now, man, ooh.
But that's the price you pay, man. You pay for the learning. You will pay for the learning experience that you get from it.
So, what is your ideal audience or fan base?
Let me see.
Because so while you're thinking, I'm gonna just say a couple things, because sometimes we don't experience something and we have this perception, well, they might not like, or they like, or this venue might not cater, might not want. But then we realize once we do get in it, when they open their minds or doors, they like, wow. Yeah. And then that artist is like, wow, I'm enjoying this.
Yeah. Well, about that, everybody not gonna like what you do.
Correct.
I don't care what you're doing. Everybody not gonna like it. Because there's a lot of artists out there that became billionaires, millionaires. I never bought their stuff. But the thing is you're gonna reach a certain amount of people. Everybody not gonna like what you do. They're not gonna like it.
Yeah, that makes
but
sense.
You can't just drop what you're doing because of that. I've seen people do that, man. Just give up because, well, they told me I wasn't no good, I couldn't play. That's the trick, man. That's where your mind at. I mean, you can't give up on your dream if that's what you want. I mean, just throw your hands up because somebody say you're not good at it. That's an opinion that somebody throwing out there. Everybody has one of those.
You know what? So let me say something, because everybody, the deal. Hey, I'm Lee Wright. Constructive TV. I apologize. TWIG and Constructive Talks. And I'm quite sure you've read some of my books or listened to some of my podcasts. And what Mr. Hampton just said is, don't focus your life on what people like. Focus on your life on what makes you happy. That drives your passion. And you'll never quit. You'll never stop. You might be losing, and what did we call losing? You're not where you want to be, so you keep trying. So that's profound. Like, hey, people not gonna like some of the things you do, or most of the things you do, and it doesn't matter. Like in the book, My Bubble Opinion and Fixing Unbroken Me, it only matters to you. You're your best resource, and the originator and the nucleus of your joy.
Yeah, that was a guy telling me one day. He bought a shirt, and people criticized about it. The shirt, that shirt, it don't look good. Let's go through the chase. It don't look good. So that's what people are telling him. But I said to him, I said, hold on for a second. You bought that shirt.
With your money.
Yeah, with your money. It shouldn't matter if they like it or not, but if you like it, that's the only thing that counts, bro. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing that counts. It's just like music. Everybody not gonna like what you do.
Correct.
They're not gonna like what you do. They're not gonna like the shoes you wear, the way you look, the way. I've had people tell me many times, man, about they don't like the way I look, but see, that's a challenge to me, man. I like it when people tell me that, because I want to go back and work on what they're talking about. But I know I can't please them. I know I can't please them. I got to please me. I got to please me. Because I tell people at the end of the day, we all going to die.
You know, one of the things when I saw you play that, I was like, man, that's cool, was that the cap you got, the baseball cap that's got the glitter, the bedazzles around the brim. I'm like, man, that's like, you know, you put your eyes out with playing that cap.
Hey, now I got the coat.
Oh, yeah.
I got the coat like that. Now I got the coat.
That's it, man.
Yeah, you saw the coat.
That's entertainment right there.
Yeah, that's entertainment, man.
Yeah.
That's what you want to give the people.
The flash.
The flash and stuff, because they come out to party.
Yeah.
They come out to get loose. Nobody dancing in tuck unless they had a prom or something.
Right. You take that off.
Yeah, they take it off.
Hang it on the chair, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, are you looking, I know you were talking about you want to, you know, kind of maybe some new things that you're learning, or you want to kind of rock the crowd with. Are you looking for it to target a new type audience? Because you said country music, you said jazz, beach music. Are you looking at anything else type music that you're?
I don't really label myself as just one type style of music. If I could play jazz, blues, rock and roll, country, Wilson, R&B, I play all of that. I play all of it. Because once when you limit yourself to one thing, you only play that one club. Country and Wilson is not country and Wilson no more. It's rock, man. Yeah. And they done gotten away from country. I don't know if country Wilson exists anymore. It's more like of a rock style thing. When you got
a lot of rap in it too.
Yeah, I got a lot of rap. It's not country Wilson anymore. It's a wide field out there for what you're doing. Yeah. Don't limit yourself to just country Wilson.
Evolve.
Yeah, definitely, yes.
You know, I'm gonna say one of the best is not even a guitar. It's kind of was a guitar, but I think it was a guitar versus a banjo. You remember what was the name of that movie? It was with Burt Reynolds, man, and they were down in the river, and that little blind kid was on the porch.
Was it Doodle Banjo?
It was man, what was the name of that? It was friends. They was going kayaking or boating, right? And one of the guy has a guitar. I think that was, I don't know if it was Randy Travis or somebody. It wasn't. It was somebody, but the little blind dude was on the porch. And I'll tell you what, I'll find it on YouTube and send it to you. Man, and they were playing the bluegrass because they was in the hills.
Man, I don't think I've seen that.
I know you had to see it. And they were going back and forth. They was going at it. Yeah. And one dude was dancing. Yeah. He started dancing to the music and stuff. I thought that was an amazing. And I hadn't gotten a lot of bluegrass, but I like the banjo sound.
Yeah.
The banjo sound is really nice to me.
Yeah, it's totally different. It's something totally different.
Yeah, I like that. Yes. Okay. So right now, it looks like all the songs for today, I mean, not the songs, I apologize. All the questions for today, let me see. You answered the question about the Hall of Fame. Okay. The classes. So, now let me ask you this: was it anything that you did on the road or anywhere that that just helped make you a better man? Through the music and through the experiences, through the military, how did it affect you as you grew up and, became the man you are,
It's an education out there on the road, man. It is an education out there. Cause like I said, you gotta make the guys you playing with, they gotta be family to you. Gotta be family. There were many nights I sat at bar and listened to people just drowning their tears because they were lonesome. And I started feeling that way, man. I was like, golly, man. I had been out on the road so long.
That's what
I didn't have family. I started calling my brother up and I said, hey, man, I'm getting ready to go out on the road and come back to Greenwood. Can you go out with me? Yeah, man, I got a job, man. I have a job. I can't go on the road. That was the time when I needed family there, man. The road, when I was out there, it's fun for a while, but I guess it's like everything else.
Labor. It's laborers.
Yeah, you got to put out when you're out there. That's fun sometimes. I lived out of hotels when I was on the road out there. I would play that night, and before I go to bed, I go down to the gym, work out, and I jump in the pool and swim and go take my shower and lay down and go to sleep, wake up. I did that for I don't know how long. Yeah, I did that for I don't know how long. Then I go to another hotel with the band, do the same thing, man. They give us a room, check into the room. Practice, set all the equipment up, practice. That night, come downstairs and play that night. I would go jump in the pool before I jump in the bed, go take my shower, work out in the gym, jump in the bed. It was a routine, but it's got old. And I started looking around, man. Where my family at, man? I'm around people, but I was still lonesome. I mean, I was still lonesome, man.
So what helped you through that, you think?
Just knowledge. I was learning from it. It would teach me something. It was like I was going through a stage of life of teaching me how to deal with myself without having somebody there. Because it was like, this is what it's going to be like on the road. This is what they're going to be like on the road. But that's why some people come off the road, they get lonesome, they miss their family, miss their buddy, their friend. But like me, I think I was about 15 years old last time I had a friend. I haven't had a friend since then, man.
Well, one of the things that's important is not only being your own best resource that I write about, but understanding that stay in the present.
Yeah.
And that's what you're talking about. You stood in the present. You stayed in that bubble present and didn't focus on anything outside of your right now. Like you said earlier, hey, I just did what I needed to do right then. Yeah. Do it. Get it done.
Yeah, get it done.
And it kept being do it, get it done. Next thing you know, you're waking up. You sleep, resting, and getting up. Another task, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So staying focused in the present helped you on the road when a lot of things around you were a lot of folks around you were struggling and having things,
And some of those people might not even made it, man. They may or might have committed suicide. Who knows?
Yeah.
Just like the guy at the bar, man. He come in and drowning his tears. He's drunk every night. But see, now you got two problems. You got the drinking problem and the problem you came in with. How you going to get rid of that?
That's double tapping.
Yeah. How you gonna get rid of that?
Yeah. Well, that might be what country music came from.
Well, it's a story.
Yeah, right. That's what we talking about.
Man, I could listen to country music, man. It tells a story, man.
Cool.
It tells a story. Yeah.
So everybody, this has been part one, day one, with the Hall of Famer, Mr. Barney Hampton, lead guitarist. And like I said, he started out as a drummer with a drum set with a hole in it. And now he's in the Hall of Fame. What does that mean? What message is that? To me, and we'll ask him, but to me that message is, don't worry about what you become or what your dreams are. Just work hard now, and those things will just be where they are. So when you look back, and we're going to conclude after this, when you look back, Mr. Hampton, when you think about right now, and you think about you're still teaching and learning, still going through, what makes you, when you pause and relax and quiet your mind, what helps you do that? Not the music part, so we're getting away from the music, right? Because I know that's your soothing.
Yeah.
So what else do you do to kind of have peace of mind?
You got to let some things go. Cut some things loose. Like people, for an example, thing that you're doing that's bothering you, that's troubling you. A lot of people went through this. A lot of people still going through that. Myself, man, I have learned from myself to cut things off loose. You gotta cut ties somewhere with something to have a peace of mind.
People are things.
Yeah, people are things. Right? It ain't no certain thing. It's people are things you gotta cut loose to really find yourself. Cause I'm gonna tell you what, you can get lost in the crowd. I'm not talking about being in a crowd of people. You can get lost in the crowd of things in your head. Don't let things get in your head that not paying bills up there. You know, get it out of your head.
Yeah,
if it ain't free stuff, then get it out. If it's free, get it out of your head, because I'm gonna tell you, there's not many people that can go to a lake and sit there for 8 hours and fish and don't catch nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I can do that.
Oh, easy.
Hey, very easy. That's cutting things loose.
Yeah.
That cutting things loose right there. Because a lot of people can't go places without having somebody with them.
Or it goes, there's a lot of different things.
Yes.
Okay, so everybody understand that, hey, if it's not paying rent in your mind, and it's not constructive and conducive to your growth and not adding to your energy, kind of start determining or considering, do you need it?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, so everybody, let's close out. We'll close out with the folks. You have anything to close with?
Stay focused on TWIG.
TWIG, and hey, he's part of TWIG now. I will ask that question later on. You know, how does he feel being part of TWIG? Because we're bigger than the message. Because out there in this world, it needs positive things and constructive, right? So on that note, hey, guess what? Tune in. I hope you're I hope you enjoyed this, and I can edit, so I can say what I want to say.
So you're supposed to shake hands at the end, right?
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, we'll shake hands and we'll pause.
Yeah.
Right, it's okay. So, hey, I'm glad you tuned in to Constructive Talks, TWIG TV. I hope you have a wonderful day. And remember, always do something constructive, and good things are bound to happen.
Yes.
On that note, take it easy.
Okay.
Okay. All right. That's what I'm talking
Appreciate
about.
it.
Nice to speak to you, man.